Hey guys, David from Thrifty Mechanic here. I'm here to kind of do a little bit of talking about toolboxes today. Uh, I know a lot of people, that's like one of the biggest things that they're looking for, and it's a really, really popular subject on YouTube, and I think I should get involved a little bit because I just had this issue not that long ago. When you think of toolboxes, you're thinking, oh my gosh, like $2,000 or $3,000 for a good one. And that's not always the case. You can actually get a decent toolbox if you look around. You can even get Snap-on ones for less than $2,000 if you look around, and you don't have to buy them from the dealer. The thing is you just got to keep your eyes open, get on Facebook, join their buy, use, sell groups. There are people who literally make groups just for Snap-on, Matco, Cornwell, Mac tools. And I really think if you want a Snap-on toolbox, that's probably the best way to go if you're not looking to spend $9,000 on a toolbox. So, we'll do this in like a 1, 2, 3 segment here. And I'll give you my 3 reasons as to why you should get a decent toolbox over getting the cheapest made toolbox you can. And then I'll explain 3 reasons as to why you could get a cheaper toolbox from say the Horrible Freight and use that till it breaks, and you still won't be out for a fraction of the cost of a Snap-on box. So let's get this started. First and foremost, you shouldn't get a toolbox that's way too big for what you need. So if you feel you've only got $2,000 or $3,000 in tools, which in this day and age is not much at all, you could easily accumulate $2,000 or $3,000 in tools from sockets, ratchets, and screwdrivers and hammers and stuff like that. It adds up quick. I mean, a Snap-on hammer set's like $200, so think of it like that. And then their socket sets are $300 or $400, depending upon what you get, and so on and so forth. But it adds up quick. And you have to have somewhere that you can house all those tools, especially as you're accumulating them, and every time your payments get low, they want you to buy something else. That way they go right back to where they're at, and they want you to keep paying that $45 a week or that $30 a week or whatever. And that's something that you need to kind of think about. Now, if you're just getting started and you know you're not going to be buying tools for a while, or you're going to be buying little things here and there, go with a little Craftsman 27-inch toolbox. If you can't find one used, go to Harbor Freight. Buy their identical one. It's I think for a 27-inch stack, which comes with a bottom box, a middle box, and top box, I think it's $160. So you can't really beat that for the price, but the issue with it is that it's made very, very cheaply, especially a toolbox like that. Like the big toolboxes that they got, the long, like double, triple bays, they're actually built pretty well. But the smaller ones, not so much. And it's one of those things that you should really do your research on what you want. If you're looking for something that has a lot of like depth, you don't want to go with a Harbor Freight because it's going to be 19 inches deep. It's going to be like that deep of a height in the drawer, and you just won't get much for it. But you're paying for that. You're paying for a very cheap toolbox, and sometimes that can bite you in the butt, and sometimes it works out in your favor. Dose. Now, with this one, I'm going to mainly talk about cost of both. My toolbox is a Husky 66-inch, 24-inch deep toolbox. It is pretty much a Snap-on triple bay size-wise. And it's not built like one, because Snap-on triple bays have much tighter tolerances. They're also $12,000. And I paid $600 for mine. If you go online and look at the toolboxes from Husky, you look up the 66-inch, 24-inch deep toolbox. It's called a workstation on there. It's got a wooden top, $600 on sale. That's not bad. That's probably the best bang for your buck you're going to get. I have beat the snot out of that toolbox, and I think it's holding up very, very well. And My dog's bugging me. But I think it's holding up very, very well. And I like it a lot. I think it's very nice. There's plenty of storage space for what I need. I'm at about $12,000 to $15,000 of tools at the moment, and I actually just picked up a tap and die set from Snap-on. I also noticed from Snap-on, Matco, Mac, and Cornwell, their 76-piece tap and die set is identical. So it almost makes me wonder if there's a generic version out there, and if so, I might just turn mine in and get that. So I'll keep my eyes out for that. Sorry, it's like 7 in the morning. I'm getting ready to go to work. But yeah, like my toolbox, $600. It has 3 sets of casters. Each one holds 1,500 pounds. 2 locking. The rest are then two stable, I guess, or immobilized, and then 2 swivels. So it still moves very easily. I do have some complaints with it, and the one thing is the top drawer, when you start loading it down a little bit, feels like it's getting tight. But the only thing that I found that really gets to be an issue with it is when you spray the drawer liners. I always spray not drawer liners. When you spray the slides, I spray them with like a penetrating oil, and then I spray like latch oil and stuff like that, or 3-in-1 oil, something that I know is going to stay, and it seems to clear that up. But after, say, a couple months, it'll come right back. So that might just be a routine maintenance thing. I mean, I don't know. I'm still learning the box. But the things I do like about it is it's got that solid sugar maple top on it, and I think that's really cool because now I don't have to worry about denting the top of my toolbox because I got a 1.5-inch thick slab on there. On top of that, I have a bit of things that I really like about it, and a bit of things that I don't. And I'm not going to really get into that because that'd make this video super long. But so yeah, if you want the Snap-on, you're going to get really good quality. You're going to get a really high quality toolbox. It's going to be very, very expensive, but you're going to get it. You're going to get the best slides. I was on the tool truck the other day, and he was trying so hard to get me to buy a toolbox. He literally opened up the smallest drawer and told me to sit on it. And I'm a 230-pound guy, so I'm no small thing. And he said, "Go sit on it." It was an Epic box, but he said, "Go sit on it," and I did. And that thing supported me 100%. He was like, "Maybe you should bounce around a little bit." So I did, and it didn't even feel like it was flexing. So if I were to do that with my toolbox, I'm pretty darn sure I'd break it. So that's my 2 cents. I like my box. I think it's very good, and it works for me because I'm trying to save money, and I know if I bought a toolbox, I'd be paying like $200 a week. So with that, I kind of I pick my demons on that. My third and final thing that I'm going to kind of bring up about toolboxes is you need to look at the casters. People fail to realize, just like they do all the time when they're buying cars or when they're buying shoes or anything like that, they think cheap is the best. And that's not always the case. The casters, that is literally the bread and butter of that toolbox. Unless you want a toolbox you put in the back of your truck that stays there, you need to get casters for your toolbox. Unless it's Snap-on, then Snap-on casters are pretty good. Why? Well, you will really, really hate your life whenever you got that toolbox loaded down with 1,000, 2,000 pounds of tools. You have them all organized. You spent 2 hours organizing them, and all of a sudden, you go to move your box to one area, and you hit that one pebble. And for some reason, you had enough force and enough momentum behind that box that when you hit that pebble, your caster goes from being round to dented in because it broke it. And guess what? Now you got a every time the caster hits something, and that 2,000 or 3,000 pound toolbox you got there is starting to wobble. And when it wobbles, That's a safety risk. So you got to get that. You got to get that fixed, and that's painful. It gets even more painful if you do it and it blows the caster out completely, and you dent a corner of your toolbox in, because then your toolbox will never work the same, and it pretty much ruins it. So, keep an eye on your casters, guys. Like, if you got a little toolbox, don't load that thing down like it's a triple bay snap-on Mr. Big or something. Load it down as it should be. Like, keep your wrenches in a suitable place. Keep all your heavy stuff at the bottom. You don't want that up top, because the moment you put it up top, you're asking for it to fall and break your leg or break your foot, or even worse, it could kill you. If you have enough weight, it can kill you. Oop, almost dropped my phone. But it can kill you if you're not careful. I know I just said that 3 times, but I'm serious. It can really, really hurt you. I watched a guy have a toolbox. He put everything up top because he didn't have that much to begin with, and he bought a big box. So he literally filled up one drawer with every single tool he had. It went from wrenches on one side all the way over to sockets, hammers, and the like. He opened that box up, and it just came crashing down on him. It broke his leg, and he was out of work for 6 months because of that, because he had to go through physical therapy because it shattered his shin. It broke his shin on his right leg, and it fractured his patella on his left leg. So he was pretty much SOL until he could go through physical therapy. Workman's comp got involved, so that got even more hairy. It was just a lot of trouble. So just, if you're going to do that, you got to keep in mind about how heavy your tools are. Keep the heavy stuff on the bottom until you develop enough tools to where you can kind of divvy up the weight, like keep your sockets, the heavy stuff, and wrenches and stuff closer to the top, or get a box that is more bottom heavy. Like my box it's big. It's a 66-inch long box, and I keep things pretty well distributed. I don't want to have what happened to me what happened to my friend happen to me. So just keep that in mind. I'm not going to lecture you guys. I mean, a lot of you guys are super bright individuals, and you got a lot of good things coming for you in the future. And all you got to do is just keep your eyes open, because all it takes is this much of an error sometimes, and it can really, really mess you up. It's kind of like picking up stuff. You don't want to pick stuff up with your back. You want to use your legs. You want to bring it in close and use your legs to lift it up. That's the idea here. You don't want to constantly use your back. So while you want to make everything quick, when you get a little toolbox, the risk is falling over. Little toolboxes make big pains. So just remember that. If you want a good starter box, and you don't want to pay more than $400, go to Home Depot. Get their 40-inch, or I think it's either 40 or 52 or 40-inch toolbox. It's 19 inches deep. It's not much in the depth department, but it is wide, and it's like 40 or 52 inches, and it will suit your needs. It's like $200. So definitely keep that in mind, guys. I know you're always on the lookout for a killer deal. Like I said, join the Facebook pages. There's a bunch of them. Snap-on, Macco, Mac, buy, sell, and trade things. Ask to join them. You'd be very surprised how many people are in your area and how many people are willing to ship banging tools for a banging price to you. I mean, I just bought a socket set from a guy. It was a gray pneumatic socket set, which is really nice, and they're normally like $120 online. I got it for $25 because he just wanted to get rid of it, and it's got a lifetime warranty. Snap-on said that they'll warranty it as long as I buy something from them. I'm like, well, I mean, you guys kind of got me by the balls right now, so yeah, okay. And so they're cool with it. I'm cool with it, and it's a great set. And I'm really looking forward to working with my new dealer more. His name's Justin. I was currently working with a guy named Jeremy, and he and I had a good relationship, so hopefully me and Justin can develop something. I can't really get a feel for him yet because I don't really see him that much. and he doesn't really stay to talk. So we'll see how it goes. I'm definitely somebody that if you're not willing to take the time to talk to me, you're not good enough for my money. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll see everything in the future. If you have any questions about toolboxes, I've done extensive research because I am the thriftiest of the thrifty. I try to get the best bang for my buck because my money, I don't make a lot of money, so I have to make my money go as far as it'll take me. And I know if I went out and bought a 66-inch snap-on toolbox, I'd be paying probably about the same amount I paid for my freaking car. And I'm not about that life. My toolbox is my bread and butter. It's got all my tools in it, but I'm not about that life of paying car payment every month for a toolbox. And until the need arises. Like I said, don't buy a tool because you want it. Buy it because you need it. And I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video with a stay thrifty. Have fun, guys. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm always open to answering any questions at all. And have fun, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Please comment. I love seeing your guys' comments. I try to answer as soon as I get one because I get really excited. It motivates me to do more. And it really pushes me to be a better technician, and so I can better explain things and show things to you. And I really appreciate it, guys. Thanks.